The world is watching. This is not good. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country, where we are giving our people rights 64 years after independence, when our leaders here in Abuja are living it up, when our governors are buying SUVs. There's hunger all over. There is hunger in the land. I've been screaming this. Government should stop everything. Mr. President, you are building a 15.6 trillion highway. You bought a plane of 150 billion. You bought a yacht of how many billions? You are buying SUVs all over the place. Your people are dying of hunger and they're being killed in stampede to get rice. For goodness sake. We are not going to accept that. This is not acceptable, and we are not going to give the government or anybody any ways to, oh, this is how you should distribute this. No, this is not acceptable.
We need to cut down on costs, Mr. Speaker. We budget for vehicles every year. We budget for utensils every year. So what I would like us to do, sir, to open more revenues or block loopholes, is to look at all these ministries that are bringing their budgets. If they bought vehicles last year, please, they should just relax now. Vehicles do not expire. These are the little things, Mr. Speaker, that unless we start looking at them, the loopholes we talk about will not come out.
All right. In the recent time, we have seen some Hausa leaders coming out to challenge and talk about this present government of Nigeria, this President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's government. Some Hausa leaders are beginning to come out now to talk about, Oga, this thing you are doing is unacceptable. We cannot accept it. Please do something. And then I began to wonder what is happening. Because honestly speaking, during the time of Buhari, personally, I didn't see a lot of Hausa leaders coming out to criticize his government or talk about telling that what he's doing is not good. Personally, I didn't see. But in these recent days, they are beginning to come out on weekly basis. You must see one Hausa leader that will come out and say one thing about this government. In fact, one of them in the house was saying that they need to cut costs, buying of cars, that they wouldn't buy it, that cars does not expire. Let the people go and use the car they bought last year. And I was like, Hausa man saying this. And the other one, even after this stampede that happened, one in Ibadan, one in Anambra, and one in Abuja. One person came out and was like, hunger day, this is what the present government has caused. They were just blasting the government like, Oga, what do they do? And I know they do, I'm right. And I was like, what will happen? Now, when I was thinking about this, two things was coming into my mind and was like, why are these people coming out to talk? Is it because it's not their brother that is there? Or is it because they are feeling the heat of the economy? Which one? I don't really know. And that is why I'm making this video to ask. In case if you're an Hausa man watching this video, because I know I have a couple of them here that are my followers. Please, I don't really know what is happening. On weekly basis, we see Hausa leaders, Hausa people come out to talk about this. What is happening? Is it because the economy is not good, as in either affect on a bad, or is it because it's not on a brother? Please, drop the answer on the comment section. All right, I don't really know. That is why I'm making this video. I'm going to allow you to watch this full video now to see how this man para for Channels Television. They ask some questions and say this is unacceptable. We cannot accept it. The president is buying jet, buying yacht, buying everything, but he cannot spend money on his citizens to, the man does the para. Please let me just allow you to watch it. As you're watching it, in case you're coming across my channel for the first time, you are welcome. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, right? Turn on your notification button so you get notified anytime I upload a video. For now, I beg, use your 2 eyes and your 2 ears here waiting this man talk.
Just about 3 days back to back, and we're talking about roughly 60 lives got taken away.
Right. I am deeply saddened, and any human being with a beating heart should be, that our people are turned into beggars 64 years after our independence, lining up to get grains from our politicians through the churches or whichever avenue they choose to give. This is a very rich and endowed country, and this is where we have descended. I'm truly saddened. My thought and prayers go to the families of the lost ones. But we shouldn't be seeing what we are seeing. The good book said, when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. Millions of Nigerians today are groaning. They're hungry in this our land of plenty. I have been screaming this all across the land for the past 9-10 months, here with some graphics, that there is hunger in the land. Millions of Nigerians, predominantly women and children, go to bed hungry with no certainty of having anything to eat when they wake up. In this our land of plenty. And you come to Abuja, what do you see our politicians doing? Living it up. Look at the budget. All they are interested in is their creature comfort. Nigeria, this, the land I grew up in, the land that gave me all I got. We are now reduced to beggars by no less people than our leaders. This hunger is self-imposed. In a country that is not officially at war, in a country that we don't have famine, the rains have not failed. We have beautiful rain, but common rice is out of reach of the common man. When this government came to power, a bag of 50 kilos of rice was 8,500, now is hitting 90,000. What is the minimum wage? I tell you, 90% of Nigerian households cannot buy a bag of rice. So the government, from the state to the federal, they are weaponizing hunger. And you see, I go to Katsina, what do I see? I see a bag of rice with the face of the president, and I feel insulted. It's just like you see, would you see the face of Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, on a bag of rice that they are giving, UN is given to refugees? These politicians are treating all of us, all Nigerians, as conquered people. And they are throwing grains at us.
Professor,
while they are living it up.
Professor, you laid the background for this conversation, looking at the socioeconomic and the political process we've come so far. But with the benefit of hindsight, would you think that if anyone is going to organize a palliative distribution in Nigeria, looking at what happened years and years ago, that certain measures should be in place and not just invite people and give them just one location, that anyone should expect that people are going to rush in, women, children, as you can see in those images. Some of them are pregnant women with bags of rice on their head, heavy with pregnancy. So I'm just imagining what could happen. So is there a way in which charity organizations, government agencies, MDAs, we've seen some corporate organizations on television, if you watch it on Arise, banks and other institutions distribute these same palliatives in a way that does not cause stampede nor death?
Right. For us to even accept this is acceptable is not acceptable, to be honest. To give the government an idea, oh, this is how you should distribute palliatives, for goodness sake. For goodness sake, we are still giving our people grains.
You find that
this is symptomatic of the problem.
You found that insulting.
We are treating the symptoms. Absolutely. Look, I'm a doctor. You do not treat symptoms. You treat the disease. What we are seeing and what we just saw, this death stampede from distributing palliatives, can happen anywhere in this country. A symptom. Let's treat the disease. This is symptomatic of a bigger problem, a broken economy, hyperinflation, unemployment, and corruption in government. We do not treat the main problem, we're just treating symptoms and just distributing grains. For goodness sake, Nigeria, that we go around the world, that the president goes around the world, that we are the giants of Africa, we have GDP, we want a $1 trillion economy. Our people are being treated like beggars, lining up, and we're giving them grains like you see in the Sudan or Afghanistan or Yemen. The world is watching. This is not good. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country. This is symptomatic of the injustice in this country, where we are giving our people rights 64 years after independence, when our leaders here in Abuja are living it up, when our governors are buying SUVs. There is hunger all over. There is hunger in the land. I've been screaming this. Government should stop everything. Mr. President, you are building a 15.6 trillion highway. You bought a plane of 150 billion. You bought a yacht of how many billions? You are buying SUVs all over the place. Your people are dying of hunger, and they're being killed in stampede to get rice. For goodness sake. We are not going to accept that. This is not acceptable, and we are not going to give the government or anybody any ways to, oh, this is how you should distribute this. No, this is not acceptable. It's not.
Yes, it is. When we look at...
And I saw the front page, right, and I saw the front page today of leadership, that security agents are going to supervise distribution of palliatives. For goodness sake. Is that how low our military or our security agencies have descended to? They are going to be guarding how rice is going to be distributed, when the soldier or the policeman cannot buy rice for his family. So we are accepting this. We should not accept this. We shouldn't.
Yes, Professor Usman Yusuf. However, we need to have a system of emergency response. We need to be more organized in the way we do things so that we can respond quickly and effectively. I'm sure you can see sometimes when we have...
All right, so you have seen it. What do you think? I don't really know what is happening. No, please drop your comment on the comment section. I want to know which one is it. Is it that they are feeling the heat, or is it that it's not because it's not their brother? I don't know. Drop your comment on the comment section. All right. Thank you, and God bless you.